Just imagine you're on a flight from Istanbul to Berlin. The pilot speaks English. The air traffic controller speaks English. And the safety announcements in English. And when the Turkish passenger sitting next to you asks the German flight attendant a question, they switch to English. So, English isn't just a language anymore. It is a global operating system of communication spoken by over 1.5 billion people over the world. So, what are you waiting for? If you really want to communicate with people around the world, then English is no longer an option. Today, we are going to explore how English became the world's language, and most importantly, why learning English today might just be the best decision you will ever make. Hi, welcome back to Sarpa's R. Today we are diving deep into the second secret power of learning English, which is global communication. So grab your notebook, get a cup of tea, because today you are going to understand more about English like never before. English is the world's bridge language. Okay, it is not the most spoken native language. That title goes to Mandarin. However, alongside Spanish, it's the dominating second language in the world. And what makes it the world's bridge language? First, it's a global meeting point. Just imagine when two people meet from different countries. Let me say one person is coming from Brazil and the other person from China. What language do they use? They try English. They switch to English. Even those who can't speak, they still try. They find their way in English. I think it's the same like me here in Germany. Most often, when I meet people from other African countries, the first question is always, do you speak English? Then, do you speak Pidgin English? And then, do you speak French? And most often, we end up communicating either in English or in Pidgin English. And even in the offices, if they realize that the information is so important, and maybe because the German is too high for a foreigner like me to understand, they often ask if they should use English. And even if they don't ask, I ask if there's someone who speaks English. And most of the time, there's always someone who can communicate with people from different countries in English. So, if you haven't learned English up till now and you are still planning, there's just no reason for you to keep waiting if you want to communicate with people all around the world. It's a bridge language. That is it. And come to think about schools. Over 70 countries teach English in their schools as a subject. It's in the curriculum. So, English is not just a language, it's a universal skill, just like maths and science. Then, it is also used in international institutions. Okay, they use other languages. They use many other languages in different international institutions. But English is always part of it. If not that it's the first, it's always part of it. Think about the United Nations. Think about the European Union, the World Economic Forum. And what about NGOs? NGOs and other humanitarian missions. So what am I saying here? English allows diplomats, scientists, and leaders to communicate without translating everything or using translators that will even slow down the information. So are you still waiting? This should be your time. Find a way to learn it. Did you know that every pilot and every air traffic controller involved in international flights have to speak English? Yes. And this was a regulation set by International Civil Aviation Organization. And why? Because of several major accidents caused by miscommunication. But if it's a domestic flight, they can use their native language. So if you travel, for example, from Cameroon to Brussels or to Istanbul, Safety announcements are made in other languages, but English is often or always involved. Let's take a flight from Abu Dhabi to Nairobi. They use English for safety announcements. This really helps to avoid miscommunication. So when you hear or think about traveling, just think about English. Come to think about global tourism. English is used. Most of the tour guides use English. When you hear about tourism, what do you think about? Traveling, going to other countries, exploring. They use English. Apart from just the tour guides, if you visit restaurants in these areas, hotels in different countries, they use English. So if you want to communicate with people around the world or break this border, you need to do something about English. And now, don't wait too long. Don't wait too long. Communicate with people around the world. The world is so beautiful. Don't let one thing hinder you from exploring the world. Why is English the world's language, or why has English become a global language? One of my participants really complained last time. She said she had spent a lot of time learning French, and right now she has to learn English. Why? She learned French because France is not so far from Germany, and she likes traveling. And for the past years, every time she traveled somewhere, she realized that she needed English. And that's the question. Why is English a global language? And for us to understand why English dominates, we need to understand the history of English. So one of the reasons is British colonial expansion. If you remember this history of colonialism in the 1600s and 1900s, the British Empire really expanded. The British Empire really expanded. They expanded across North America, Africa, India, South Asia or Southeast Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. I'm a product of a former British colony. That's Cameroon. So think of it, the Anglophones, because in Cameroon was colonized by France and Britain after Germany. I don't want to go so deep into it. But the Anglophone Cameroonians, they speak English. They adopted a lot of British culture. Britain really had a lot of influence in its colonies. Yeah, even though they ruled indirectly at the time, but so many of these things stayed with us. And English is still an official language in Cameroon up till today. If you are from the Anglophone part of Cameroon and you have to go to school, then you need to speak English. Yes, we have hundreds of languages, but for us to study, you need English. So I often tell my friends, if you travel to Cameroon, be ready to speak English, be ready to speak French, speak Pidgin, and you will also learn many other languages. So at school, we use English. English is used for administration, for business. But at home, we speak our native languages for those who learned their native language. We speak our native languages within our families, with our friends, but you know, if you have to do anything official, you need either English or French. So many countries speak English because they were colonized by Britain. So just think of this time. Think of many countries that were colonized at the time, because at its peak, the empire covered over 1/4 of the world. Schools, governments, and businesses adopted English. That is it. So what can we say here? English is everywhere. It's like an instrument for you to be able to break borders and communicate with people around the world. Then think about the fact that America also influences the world in many ways through Hollywood movies, what else? Music and pop culture, international trade, scientific research, and the internet and technology. Yeah, the tech revolution has also influenced English in a very big way. Think of it, the digital world runs on English. Yeah. So what we can say is that English didn't become global or become a global language by accident. No, it became part of every major wave of what? Globalization. So if you are one of those who really, you are big on globalization, then English is for you. So we can go on and on and on about English. But the truth is that English opens doors to you like this would have never happened. It gives you access to more jobs, many people, and for better networking. Come to think of it, those who speak English, they are never scared of traveling to any part of the world. So why should you be left behind? So as I said before, if you are procrastinating, thinking, or you are being scared of people laughing at you if you start learning and you don't speak, there is no perfection in any language. The right thing for you to do is just to begin. If you want to break borders and communicate across the world or travel across the world, it's just time for you to learn English. Okay, so if you found this video helpful or you liked it, please like, share, and subscribe. And for those of you who are still thinking about learning English, we have amazing conversation groups for people of all ages with great results, wonderful testimonies of people who started from zero. So get to me, send me a DM, and we will talk about it. We will find a solution for you. Explore the world. The world has many continents. Just explore the world by taking this step. Learn English. Do not wait too long. Don't be the last.